There we go. Found us. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number 74 with Kourtney and Scrapbook-N-Memories. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight to get our craft on. I hope you guys enjoyed this kit. I'm going to try to make 4 cards. I might be a little over ambitious to make 4 in an hour, but I felt like these papers were really pretty and I didn't want to cover a whole lot of the paper. So I kept them fairly simple and easy, and that's kind of what we're going with here. I'm going to go get a drink of water really quick. I have a cough starting, and I will be right back as everybody's coming up. Okay, there we go. Here we go, drink of water. All right, so welcome everybody to Crafty Hour 74. I hope you guys love this kit. I hope you got a chance to watch Joe's presentation this morning with Clipper Street. She did 2 amazing interactive cards. I was really inspired. So if you guys haven't got a chance to do Joe's cards, remember you can always go back to Clipper Street's Facebook page. You can always go back to Scrapbook-N-Memories Facebook page, and you can find the Crafty Hours on there. You can also find them on our YouTube channel. Give us a couple days, but we will get the newest Crafty Hours downloaded, and you can find Crafty Hour 1 through 73 on our YouTube channels, and both stores have a YouTube. So you can go watch them there, give us a little love, give us some hearts, kind of help us get our ratings up, because you know that plays all that stuff. And it is great. It is great. Yes, Lucille, she is doing wonderful. And I apologize if you hear some squeaking in the background, because she doesn't quite understand what quiet hour is. I told Dad to kind of keep her quiet. Okay, so we are going to be playing with, like I said, the backgrounds. So the first 2 cards we're going to do are going to be bigger cards. And these are going to be the 5x7 sizes. I told you guys to have 5x7s. My 5x7s, I just pulled them out of the Christmas extravaganza box because there was a bunch in that kit. And I don't know that me or Deanna used any of the 5x7 cards. So I had those in my stash, so I grabbed the 5x7s. If you don't have those, that was part of your homework to grab those. But if you need to cut it, you're going to cut a piece of cardstock that is 10x7 and score it at 5. And where is my scrap pieces of paper? So 10x7, and you're going to score at 5. Will be your measurements for that. Okay, so that's those. We're going to start with the snowflake one because that's how I did it when I designed it. So we'll just kind of stick in that same order. So we're going to flip through our book. How beautiful and stunning were all of these papers. It was hard to pick a favorite to kind of design with. But they were just so pretty. So the first one we're going to pull out is this one right here with the snowflakes, and then has that beautiful owl. And we're actually going to use both of those pieces. Okay, so we're going to grab that piece out. And while you guys are hunting for that, I'll just write the measurements down here because we're just going to cut it a hair smaller. So it's going to be 4 7/8 by 5x7 should be 6 7/8. Okay, so 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. I love this guy right here. Charlotte, I always post the homework in the comment section. So if you click into the event, there's always a comment or discussion section, and I always post it in there, and then I also post it in the comment section of the event. So when I create the event, I also put it down in the comment section of those too. I know, right? These scenes were so beautiful. I didn't want to cover them up, and I didn't want to break them up. So I kind of wanted to accent the scenes and keep a lot of those. So we are going to use this owl on one of the cards too, because I thought he was stunning also. So what we need to do then is to first cut this way, so we use the owl later. So you're going to put your piece of paper in your trimmer so it is wider than it is tall for your first cut. And your first cut is going to be 6 7/8. That's going to be how tall your card is going to be. So 6 7/8. It's a 5x7 card, so we're just going a hair smaller, and we're just going to slice that and then save this guy for later. We will use him on another card. So save him. Then you're going to flip your card, and you want your snowflakes on the left-hand side. So we're going to be cutting off the blue portion. And that's going to be that smaller size, which is 4 7/8. So our card is 5x7, and I always take off like 2 tick marks is what I call it, 2 tick marks. And that gives you just a little hair all the way around your card base that is white. And Susan, I feel like Facebook was acting weird today because we tried to go live at 2 o'clock, and I got the error 500 message too. So I think something was up with Facebook. But I did post the homework a couple days ago, so that's no excuse for that. So I don't know what Facebook is doing. Okay, so there's our piece of blue. And my homework was really easy, guys. This was literally your homework. It was grab 2 5x7 card bases. I'm going to add another one on there. I just created another card because I had it in my head. Some white cardstock that we're going to emboss, which we will do that together, and then some twine or gems. So I'll put that right there if you guys want to grab. That was the homework list if you guys want to grab that stuff. Okay, so we are going to make sure our crease is on the left-hand side. Perfect. We are just going to glue that piece down flat, and it's going to have a little bit of white all the way around the outside edges. Okay, a little bit of white all the way around the outside edges. And you can always, in the Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group, Deanna and I both post our events over there, so you can find the event links there. You can also use that search engines at the top and just type in homework or Crafty Hour with the number, and it'll pop up too that way, so you guys can use that search engine also. Okay, the next thing we're going to look for in our paper pad is this wood grain. I thought this wood grain was very lovely. Very lovely. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the wood grain part of it. So what I did is I basically just cut off here along the edge of this print because maybe I want to use that for something else later. So we're just going to put that in our trimmer. It doesn't matter which side. They're both very, very similar. But I'm just going to put it in there and just slice it. So that way I have this beautiful piece to use for something later. Okay, because I want to use the wood piece. We want to use the wood. Okay, so let me move down the little homework list. Is that still on there? Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to do the wood. And what we are is we're just going to mat it in the background here. So the wood is going to be cut to 3 1/4 by 5. Helen, do you have problems with the tip of glue bottle sticking to the cap? Do you mean your cap sticks in it and you can't get it out, what I do once in a while is I will take my cap and I'll take my tip off and I'll just soak it in warm water, because this is a water-based glue. I'll just soak it in warm water and kind of clean it all out and kind of start over. So if you're having problems with the tip or the nozzle, just soak it in warm water and kind of clean it out. Okay, so we're back to our wood grain. We got the wood on the left-hand side, our pretty on the right-hand side. We are going to go to 3 1/4. So 3 1/4. And slice it, and then save this for something later. And then we're gonna flip it and do it by 5. By 5. So we should just have this little piece of brown, just to have a nice mat that'll match everything. In your homework, I told you to have, and I told you to emboss it, so you guys might have already embossed it. Great. If you haven't embossed it, then we'll do it together. I told you to have a piece of embossed paper 3 by 4 3/4. 3 by 4 3/4. Now, I always cut mine. Mine's a little bit bigger. Mine is 3 1/2 by 5. I always cut mine a little bit bigger than what I want my finished to be, because sometimes when you emboss your papers, it kind of shrinks, or sometimes one edge shrinks more than another edge, and I find you don't always have a straight edge. So what I like to do is I emboss mine first, and then I cut it down to the size that I need. Does that make sense? Okay, so I need my embossing plates. Evidently I was... I was die cutting last time. Okay, so we're just going to make our sandwich to do our embossing folder. And you can use any holiday embossing folder you have. I use this one from the Winter Wonderland Sari Davies collection. It's called Entwined Holly. I know a bunch of you guys got this from Deanna. I know a bunch of you guys got it from me. I do still have some in stock if you guys want to grab that one, but that's the folder I used. You can use any folder you want. It's just to add an embossed background that's kind of holiday looking, and it's just a regular embossing folder. It's not one of the 3Ds, which I think I have way too many layers here. And we're just going to emboss it. If you have snowflakes, great. If you have dots, if you have stripes, whatever you have, it doesn't really matter. It's just a background. But I thought this one was really pretty. The kind of entwined holly. Very pretty. Okay, so now that I have it to the piece I need, it is going to end up onto this guy right here. So we want to have that little bit of brown all the way around it. So we're going to cut it to be 3 by 4 3/4. We're going to cut it down, guys. And usually what I do is I cut down whatever edge is not straight. That bottom doesn't look good to me. So I'm going to chop that bottom portion off. And then this side kind of looks crooked, so I'm going to cut that side off. So 3 by 4 3/4 is the size that we're cutting down your embossed. It was in the homework to already have it, so if you already have it, you're ahead of me. And then we're just going to glue it onto that piece of paper, and you'll have a little bit of brown. Ooh, I like the debossed side too. Oh, choices, choices. I think I'll go for the embossed. But the debossed is just as gorgeous. Do you guys ever have troubles with that too? Deciding on what size to use? Because some embossing folders are gorgeous on both sides. Maybe I do one card embossed, and then the next one I do the same. I'll do it debossed. Kind of flip-flop them. Okay, so we're just going to glue that down flat. Glue that down flat, guys. And then like I said, I didn't want to cover up a lot of these snowflakes because they were so pretty. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring this piece over here, kind of have equal at the top, equal at the bottom. We can still see a lot of our beautiful background and snowflakes. And I'm going to pop this, guys. I'm going to do my foam tape, but I'm not going to do the high one. I'm going to do what I call the medium, or sorry, the low foam tape. This is the one that is 108. It's 108 is what it says. So this one is the low. I like to mix the high, mediums, and lows together because it just gives you a little bit more interest and dimension. So not everything is the same exact height, if that makes sense. So we're going to peel all those off, and then I think I want to go that way with it. So we're going to have just a little blue at the side, and we're going to have equal at the top and bottom. So about where I put it is kind of like in the center of that snowflake, kind of to the edge of it. There's a little snowflake there. I kind of framed it in that, and I thought that was kind of nice. I kind of did it really nice. Okay, now we're going to look for embellishments. This is when the hunt goes on, but they're really easy to find. So we're going to flip until we find the snowman. We're going to use the big snowman right there in the corner. I just thought he was adorable, and I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed quite a few years now with things that look like watercolor. And this whole collection, and especially him, just looks like a stunning little watercolored image. So I loved him. So we're going to use him. Then we're going to use this Christmas tree that's right above him. What I did when I was designing these cards, I felt like certain pages matched. So like I kept this stuff together and that stuff together. I felt like certain pages matched. So I kind of just kept those pieces together and designed them that way. So there's that. Then we're going to look for some snowflakes. We want this one right here. Okay, we're going to punch that one out. We're going to do this snowflake right here. We're going to punch that one out. And then we're going to look for two sentiments. One of them is a brown Happy Holidays because I felt like that matched nicely. With the paper that we put in the background. And that one is right here on the page. It has all the stars and stuff on it. Is that Happy Holidays? And then we're going to flip to the one, it has all the words and stuff on it. And we're going to punch out this little one here. Now, I did an extra optional step on this one. You do not have to do it if you don't want to. But I was staring at it and I'm like, oh, it needs just a little 3D something, something. And so I added a little 3D something, something on it. So there's those pieces. I'll show you my little something, something. So maybe you guys are still punching things out. But what I did is I added a little jute and twine right on top of that because I felt like that was cute, but I felt like it needed some more on there. So on your homework, I told you to grab some. If you grabbed it, great. If you didn't, don't worry. You can add it later, or you know what? You don't even have to put it on there. It's totally optional. Totally optional on that. Okay. So what I do, and Paula Cheney taught me this trick for her foofy bows is what I call it. When you make those big Tim Holtz foofy bows, this is a trick that she taught us because I am not a good bow tire, but I can make knots. So what we're going to do is you're going to cut a little piece, and that's probably too big, but I like to cut it bigger because my fat fingers can tie bigger things than they can small things. So we're just going to run that through the hole, just like that. Okay, so we've got that little embellishment just like that. We're just running it through the hole. And then what we're going to do, and did I do 2 fingers? Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to take the twine and we're going to hold it there with our 2 fingers. I think I did 2 fingers on this one. I did. And we're just going to loop it, and end. So what I end up with is 2 complete loops. So I have an end down here and an end up here. And then I'm going to snip it. So, and you can wrap it as many times as you want. Every time you wrap it, it's going to make another bow ears is what it does. Okay, it makes little bow ears. And then I slide it off my fingers and you just pinch it in the center. Okay, pinch it in the center. Then you put the center right in the center of that piece. And then you basically take this now and just double knot it. And you know what? I'm going to do again. When I originally did this, which is what I should have done this time, is I had it hold it with my tweezers. So we're going to do it again. Have your end loop there. You're taking your fingers and you're just going to loop it, end it. Okay? Loop it, end it. So you got your loops. And we're going to just pinch it right in the center. And I'm going to take my tweezers to hold it. This is why I love these reverse tweezers. If you guys don't have a pair of reverse tweezers yet, grab them, because what is great is you can hold something with it and then you don't have to keep finagling it. Okay, so I'm going to put that center right there. I'm going to take it and I'm going to tie it down one time. The reverse tweezers kind of gives you an extra set of hands, I always say. And then you can kind of pull it back and forth if you want to make it bigger or smaller. And then we're just going to double knot it. Okay, so there we just double knotted it. You can see we have two ears, we have an end here, we have ends. So what I'm going to do is then just take my scissors and I'm just going to cut the ends. And the Tim Holtz scissors are great for cutting ribbons and twines and stuff. And then there we go. We kind of dressed it up a little bit. You can do jute, you can be twine, you can do ribbon, you can do whatever you want. But I just felt like it needed a little jazzing up. Okay, so there's our little guy. Hopefully you guys have all grabbed your die cuts now. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, thank you. Like I said, Paula Cheney taught me that one. That was the trick of doing it with the seam binding ribbons and stuff. Okay, so the first thing we're going to add is our snowflake at the top. The snowflake at the top, I put low foam tape on it, okay? Because I'm kind of doing my high, medium, lows. So my first one is going to be low foam tape, and I'm just going to stick it right there up in the corner. Okay, there's our low foam tape. Then Happy Holidays is going to lay on top of that, and we are going to do what I call the medium foam tape now. Okay, so the medium one, which is kind of your squares, or if you have the 54-foot roll, that's it. When I buy rolls, there's no point in buying the little rolls because let's be honest, it doesn't do one card. You got to have the high, mediums, and you got to have the big rolls. Okay, and then so I have my my medium, my low, and now I'm going to go to high. And the high is the sticky thumbs. The sticky thumbs are the ones that are higher. So it gives you 3 different levels. So we're going to do the 3rd level, and then we're going to stick that guy on. Now, if you don't have the high, medium, lows, that's okay. You can just stack them on top of each other. You can always stack your foams and build them that way too. Okay. I can't wait to see your little bow, guys. I want you to do the little bow tricks. Do the little bow tricks and do those. Okay, then we're taking our tree, and again, we're going to put low foam tape on that. We're going to build some layers. So we're going to put foam tape, the low, on our tree. And if I had some, I don't think I have any here. I think they're all upstairs. I would show you some of my tags that I've made that has the big, fluffy, Paula Cheney style bows on them, but I don't have any down here. but it works, that same trick works beautifully with seam binding ribbon or any of that sheer ribbons. It's gorgeous with that. Okay, so we're going to put our tree on there. He's going to be low foam, and then we're going to overlap our little snowman, and he is going to be the medium. So I'm going to put one on his head. I'm trying to make sure that when you put your pops on, you're not going to put it where the tree is, because the tree's already popped and it'll do it at different layers, and you don't want it to do that. Okay, perfect. So we're going to pop our little snowman. He's adorable. I think he was my favorite guy in the whole pack, in the whole paper collection. I loved him. And then our little wonderful Christmas that we worked on and did the little bows and things on it. We're going to peel that off, and then we'll just add that on there. Just like that. And there we have card number 1. Now, I did go in and add a little bling, and you know what? I'll go ahead and do it because I told you guys to have some rhinestones or gems or something. These snowflakes, to me, snowflakes have to have centers. They have to have a gem. They have to have something in them. If you have silver gems, those would be perfect. Use whatever you have, guys. I'm using the ones, I call these oil slicks. I don't know what the official color and or term for them is, but these are from Pink Fresh. Iridescent, they call them iridescent. I think they look like little oil slicks. If you hit them in the light, they pick up different colors and tones. So I'm just going to put those on that. Isn't that fun? And that's card number 1. Card number 1. Oh, thank you, Frida. I know, I always like to try to teach you guys some hints or tricks or some kind of thing that you guys can run with, and it's, to me, it's about the hints and tricks. All right, so the next card is going to be another simple card. I loved this background. I felt like we really needed to just showcase that paper because it was stunning, wasn't it? And I know Jo had you guys pull that one, and she was going to use it, and then she didn't use it. So you guys might already have that pulled from Jo, but pull that out. Oh yeah, see, Lisa, that was another trick. She says she loves seeing the die cuts against white, so it kind of hides some of the white outlines. It does. It does. It does. Okay, so this piece of paper is what we're going to pull out, and we're going to concentrate on this area right here. This cabin and kind of the water and stuff, I thought was just stunning, and I thought the piece of paper was beautiful all in itself. So why cover up a bunch of it? So we're doing it on a 5x7 card. So we're going to do the same measurements, 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. Same thing we did on the last one. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the homework because I think everybody has that by now. Okay, so what we want to do is do our height first, which is our 4 7/8. So you want to have your cabin on the left-hand side. And we're just 2 tick marks smaller than 5. Okay, 2 tick marks. Save this. We'll use this later. And then we're going to flip it so your cabin is upside down, because I really wanted to focus on this cabin, not the other cabin. So flip it so it's upside down. And then we're going to go to 4 7/8. 6 7/8. I was like, that's not wrong, right? 6 7/8. We're going out farther. 5x7. There we go. 6 7/8. So you're just cutting off a little bit. And that is just going to get matted on your 5x7 card, just like we did the other one. And this 5x7 card is not folded very well. So let me try to do the back side. Oh, there's something on that one. Oh, let me just try to refold it. It is not, sometimes when they come pre-folded, they're not folded very well. We're going to refold it. Okay, hopefully that fixes it. Okay, so we're just going to glue that down flat, guys. Easy peasy on this one. This paper was just stunning. I feel like I could just slap a quote or something on it and hang it in a picture frame, and you've got a canvas or some winter decor. It'd be cute to put it on a canvas. Put some little fairy lights around it. Be adorable. Okay, so there is that. That's it for the background, guys. I mean, what else is there to do to it? It is stunning. Stunning. So we're going to go back to our die cuts. And now we're going to look for all those awesome little deers because, well, they're just fabulous. The trees we're going to use is this one in the bottom corner. I have to make sure we have the right tree. There's a lot of trees in here. I don't know that it really makes a difference on which tree you use. Yeah, that one in the back corner. And then this one here is our next tree. Okay, so we got 2 trees and then all 3 of these deer. And when you're punching them out, make sure you don't rip Bambi's head off or a leg. I mean, you can always glue it back on or hide it behind something, but sometimes some of these are a little dainty. So we're going to cut out all or punch out all the deer. And I'm guessing these are reindeer because female deers don't have antlers. Except I think reindeers do. Do they? Do reindeers have antlers? The girls? I can't remember. I know normal ones don't. The ones that we have here in Missouri don't. I'm trying to think back to Rudolph. I don't think they do. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, now we're looking for Happy Holidays. I'll Google it later. And that's going to be right here with all these frames. And these frames were gorgeous too. I just didn't use them. There were so many pieces in here. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and what pieces you use. Okay, so we're going to start with the biggest tree. And what I did is I kind of laid mine out. Kind of like to lay out my scene. I had my big tree there. I kind of took my next tree and kind of laid it in there at a different angle. I took my girl deer, kind of tucked her in there. And then my big buck, kind of put him over here. And then my other little guy. So we're just going to kind of build and layer and do a little scene just like that. Isn't that perfect? Okay, so we're going to start with the big tree. And I put low foam on that one. Whoops. So low foam tape on that one. We're just going to kind of stack it in there. And then we've got our, let me see, I got to see how I stacked them. Yeah. I did my girl deer. And I did the medium foam on her. I already lost my other scissors. Oh, there they are. May spend half their time crafting saying, where's my? Okay, we'll put the foam on the back of her, and we're going to pop that one on the tree. Just like that. Then we're going to do the other tree. Now, the other tree, I want it to be in front of her. So we have a low here and a medium here. So we're going to have to do a high here to make it pop up in front of her. So I'm going to grab the high foam, and I want it to kind of be hidden. So I find it sometimes easiest to put the foam tape on the back. And then that way you don't have to try to figure out where the correct place is on there. Okay, so there, our tree is now sitting in front of our deer, so she's kind of poking out. She's kind of poking out behind it. We're going to put the big buck on there, and he's just going to be the same height that she is. So that's just the medium. And then we have the little baby deer. The little baby deer, I glued him on except for his leg. I did put pops on the back of his back legs. That way they didn't get mushed down. So I put pops on the back of his double legs. And then I'm just going to put some liquid on his belly. Put them in just like that. And then the last thing we're going to do is pop the Happy Holidays. And how quick and easy and stunning is that card? Just by letting the background do its work without covering it all up. I just couldn't cover it up. It was too pretty. Okay, so then we just have Happy Holidays. And there we go. There's card number 2. Card number 2. And I might go back and add some stickles or some little glitter glues into the snowies of the tree, or even on here. Might kind of dress it up a little bit too. So you can go back and add some of that. All right, Mr. Owl. I loved Mr. Owl. Wasn't he gorgeous too? So we had him earlier. We're going to find Mr. Owl. We had him earlier, so find him. And then you're also going to find your brown. So we're going to go back to that one. So both of these should be in your cut papers. So we're going to grab those. And now we're on an A2 card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the first cut we're going to do is this guy right here. He fits on there just like that. We're going to cut it at 4 1/4. Okay? That way we have Mr. Owl. And now I'm thinking, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? Okay, Mr. Owl. And then we need just a little bit, and I think it's only an inch. Let me measure it. Yeah, 1 inch. We need a piece that's going to be 4 1/4 by 1 inch now. I'm going to go ahead and cut the 1 inch first. And I always do the 1 inch on the back side, because it's easier to cut anything an inch or smaller on the right hand side of these trimmers. And then we're going to do 4 1/4. That way it doesn't shift or move on you. Okay, so we're going to glue Mr. Owl down. Again, beautiful watercolor images. Just love it. And this time I didn't leave any white. I covered all the white. If you want to have white, then just cut it 2 tick marks smaller. Okay, and then we're going to glue the brown right underneath that. It's easy to make quick, stunning cards when the paper does all the work for you. I'm telling you. Paper did all the work. Okay, so now we're going to go to our die cuts and hunt again in there. So the first thing we need to find is, this page. We're going to take this guy on the bottom, this border. I love this border. This was another fun one. Okay, so you got your border. Then we're going to grab these 2 berry-looking pieces. Blueberries, maybe? I don't know. Uh-oh. I lost one. That's okay. Nobody will ever know. I'll put that one in the top. It'll be hidden. And then we're looking for the 2 snowflakes. Which I think the snowflakes were at the beginning, weren't they? Yeah. So we want this one here, the big white one at the top. Sometimes it's easier to punch them from the back forward, and then the little guy right next to him. Okay, that should be, and then we need, Have a Wonderful Christmas. Have a Wonderful Christmas, which is in the very back on all those sentiments. Now this one had some white on it and it bothered me because it wasn't on both sides. So I just took my scissors and cut that out. And I love my EK Success Cutter Bee scissors for fuzzy cutting. They are fabulous. Okay, so I just cut that white off. It was kind of lopsided. Okay, we have this piece here. We're going to pop that right here on the bottom, which is where our foam strips come in very handy. I love a variety of foam strips. Foam strips make the job so much easier just having the proper ones. The strips, the squares, the rolls. It just makes life easier and faster. Some people say, what is the best one to have? And I say, like Dina Wakely, I'll say, yes. The best one is yes. Because there isn't a best one. The best one is what you like, but is also numerous. Okay, so there's that. We're going to then flip it over. And as I say, we are going to snip the hangover. Snip the hangover. I'm going to snip it on that side. We're going to flip it over. Snip it on that side. So we're just snipping. And I threw those away. We didn't save those. Snip the hangover. Okay. So we're going to pop this guy right here. And it looks like I need more bigger squares. I don't see more bigger squares. We'll just use the little guys. Probably in the bottom of my basket. Okay, so we're going to pop, have a wonderful Christmas, or whatever sentiment you picked. You can pick whatever you like. Okay. I'm going to take the snowflake. And what I did is I kind of built my cluster. So I kind of did that. And then I kind of did that. So it's going around the corner. I like to go off the edges of my cards. If you don't, then just make sure it stays within the parameters of your card. And I just kind of built like a little shape. A little cluster. Oops. There we go. Just like that. Then once where I had it where I liked it, what I like to do is just kind of lift and sneak the glue under. Lift and sneak. This is also where if you have the press and seal, that would come in handy too. You could press it, flip it over, add your glue, seal it. That comes in handy also. I like to just shoot it. Pew, pew. Just kind of shoot the glue in there. Okay, I got my little sprigs. Then I'm going to add a foam on the back of that snowflake, and I'm going to pop it in the center of the big one. Pop it in the center of the big one. Ooh, I think we'll actually have time to get to the fourth one. I was afraid we weren't going to. I might have sped up a little bit, but we're keeping them quick and easy. Okay, and then add a gem. Add a gem to the center of both of those beautiful snowflakes. Let me find my little gem stick. I love this little gem stick. This is the one by Marvy, the little jewel picker. It has two different sizes on it. I love this thing. It's my favorite. Okay, there you go. There's card number 3. Okay, do we have time for number 4? We got 12 minutes. I think we can get the fourth one in. Okay, perfect, guys. Thank you. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so we're digging back in our scrap piece of paper, and we're looking for this one now. We're looking for that one. I loved this whooshy snowflakes and stuff. I just thought that one was so pretty. Okay, so there's what we're doing. So we're going to have an A2 card. We'll have this. We're going to use this section of the card. I liked this area here. It's kind of more focal. So I'm going to flip it upside down. So my trees right now are upside down in my trimmer because this is the side I want to use. And we're going to cut it to 4 1/8. So that is plus 2 tick marks. 4 1/8. Plus 2 tick marks. And then again, save that for something later because that's fabulous. Okay, then we're going to flip it. So our trees are on the right, our snowflakes are on the left, and we're going to cut it at 5 3/8. So 2 tick marks larger than 5 1/2. And this is just going to be an A2 card base. Again, I'm just using all the card bases up that were in my Christmas extravaganza box because, well, there was tons in there. And we're readily using them. Okay, put that right in the center. And then we're going to die cuts, guys. Quick and easy. Die cuts. So we are going to go find all the owls. He just spoke to me. This guy right here, this little snow owl, He just spoke to me and I had to use him. So we're just going to pop him out. Okay, then we need some green branches. We're going to grab this one down here. Like I said, most of these, when I designed them, I used the things that were just on the same sheet because I thought, you know what, they did all the work to figure out what matches and coordinates and goes. So I just used what was on the same sheet. Okay, then we're going to flip. We got our branches, we got our owl. We need to find the owl that is in a star and then another sentiment. And you can use whatever sentiment you guys want. I'm going to have to do something with these windows. Those were stunning too. Okay, so here's our owl with our star. And then enjoy this magical winter. And again, I took my scissors and trimmed that because I didn't like the white that was on there. Okay, so cut those off. So what I started with was, did I start with my owl? I did. I kind of started with my owl, and then I kind of popped some branches in here and there, and that's not the branch I did first. Did this one, it was kind of curved. Popped him in, and then I put my other branch up. So my owl, I did on the higher pops on his body. So just his body for the higher pops. And we're just going to kind of pop him on. And then we're going to build and tuck everything around him. Okay, we're going to put him on. And then I kind of took this one and I put low foam tape on it. And what I like to do too is take my fingers and kind of push down and up. And it kind of gives it a little bit of life. So all your die cuts aren't just flat. And then just put the pop kind of there. And then I just kind of took that and then tucked that in behind him and kind of around the little greenery pieces. Okay, like that. And then my star, I just glued it flat. And I kind of liked how it had like image in image. Kind of reminds me of some of the hunky-dory stuff. Some of the hunky-dories have like the image in the background and then it has a more predominant one in the foreground. So that kind of reminded me of some hunky-dory. So there's the star with the star. Then we have this little branch here. And I did put the medium pops on this one, my little squares on that one too. Gotta make sure where it overlaps because I don't want my pops to be in the wrong spot. And then I just tucked, I put the low foam tape on that and just tucked my sentiment in. And that was it, guys. Just kind of layering some fun die cuts on some beautiful paper that was already done. There is tons of die cuts and tons of papers and pieces still in here. So we cannot wait to see what creations you guys come up with. So make sure you are part of the private Facebook group. It is called Crafty Our Creations. And that is where we post all of our homework. We post the event links that you can find easier. But that is also where you guys can post your creations and makes. And I know some of you guys have been working on past crafty hours and posting those, and I love seeing them. Some of you have been doing additional stuff with your scraps and posting those, and I love to see them because it inspires others and gives others ideas too. So keep doing that. Make sure you're in that private Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group so you can go over there and share. And I love, and I apologize because I can't remember who it was, but I love somebody had posted, they had over 100 cards that they had completed for Christmas, and they were sending them to like the nursing homes and memory care and stuff like that too, which that is, that's amazing. They're going to love to get those cards and get all those creations. So keep posting. We love to see what you guys are doing. It inspires us to keep doing Crafty Hours, and it inspires us to see what you guys create. We love to see when you do the exact same thing, but we also love to see when you do your own thing and put your own twist on them. So yeah, so thank you everybody so much. We have 4 done. Look at us go. And let me bring them all back in here. So we got 4 cards done tonight in 1 hour, which is what it's about, Crafty Hour, where we just take an hour of your time and just relax, make some fun cards, and we can always kind of find just an hour to create and do something for ourselves. So there is our 4 cards that we completed tonight. Like I said, these are on replay. If you need to catch them on replay, you can go to both of our YouTube channels and you can find the replays over there. So tomorrow, I think some of you guys have already seen the image for tomorrow's Crafty Hour number 77 reveal. Deanna will go live at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific, and she will walk you through the Crafty Hour kit and show you everything that is in it. At that time, we will go live with the links that you guys can click on and go and sign up and register for these. I am going to warn you guys, most of you have already guessed, it is going to be a 49 a market kit, and our last 49 a market kits sold out fast because we are going to jam pack this kit full of product, and we are going to give you an even better, fantastic pricing for all the product is in there. There will be some additional add-ons, so make sure you guys stay tuned in and catch those add-ons if you want to get more pieces that coordinate and match with tomorrow's Crafty Hour. But I guarantee you guys it will sell out fast. So make sure to tune in at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. Watch on Clipper Street and Scrapbook-N-Memories Facebook page, and we will have the live announcement there, and also we will be plugging the links so you can click on and register at that time. So thank you everybody so much from the bottom of our hearts for participating in Crafty Hours. We love all the love and support, all the kind words, and keep crafting, guys. Just have fun. So have a fabulous night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.